Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. This is a special episode of Build of the Week. Instead of showing a Path of Exile character build from our community, we're going to briefly demonstrate the builds used by the top 5 characters in the recent 2-week race. Coming in 5th was a player called Horrific, who used a Scion build based around a skill that we rarely see this high up a ladder, Animate Weapon. After using raised zombies to get his initial kills, he proceeds to animate absolutely every weapon that drops. The Animate Weapon gem is heavily augmented by melee support gems and increased duration. Because the weapons last around 82 seconds, it's possible to have over a dozen up at once. This is bottlenecked by the rate that animatable weapons drop, so it's often good to bring some extra ones along in your inventory for emergencies. The build runs Haste, Grace, Anger, and Wrath auras to provide bonuses to himself, his minions, and his party members. These auras are supported by the reduced mana support gem, and 3 of them are in the Alpha's Howl unique helmet to gain additional levels. Almost all of his passive points have been spent on minion or aura nodes. He uses Convocation to move and heal minions as well as Rejuvenation Totem. A Cold Snap gem supported by Elemental Proliferation allows him to occasionally chill or freeze enemies. Flesh Offering and Val Haste are used for bursts of extreme speed. The 4th place player, Shimra, was playing a strictly support character that is generally unable to kill monsters by itself. This build fulfills 4 tasks for his party. He generates charges through Enduring Cry and Frenzy. These charges are shared with his party due to the Conduit Keystone passive. He runs many powerful auras and is specialized in increasing their effect and reducing their costs. He uses Split Arrow with Culling Strike and a lot of item rarity to provide magic find bonuses while finishing off monsters and bosses. Finally, he used Lightning Damage and Elemental Equilibrium to increase the fire and cold damage dealt by his party members. It's likely that the strong support build contributed to the success of at least one other character shown in this video. Eat Up finished the race in 3rd place with a very mana-hungry Arc Witch. Rather than putting Arc in his 5-link armor, he has chosen to support it with Empower, faster casting, and lightning penetration in the Joffrey's Crest unique helmet, which grants +1 level to gems. The additional levels from the helmet and Empower cause more damage than an additional support gem would have done. He runs a 2nd copy of Arc in his gloves, which is supported by both Spell Totem and Elemental Proliferation. The Arc is there to proliferate the shocked state from a totem, while his primary Arc deals substantial damage. Most of his mana is reserved by auras. To overcome the significant drain on his remaining mana that Arc represents, he uses both the Eldritch Battery and the Clarity Aura. With his primary skills socketed into a helmet, he is free to use his 5-link armor to heavily support a Val Spark gem. This provides tremendous burst damage when he needs it. Because Eldritch Battery is used, this build relies on life as its primary defense. The Lightning Coil body armor converts physical damage into lightning damage, which he specializes in resisting. The Purity of Lightning Aura and Topaz Flask allow him to not only mitigate this converted damage, but also lightning damage reflected from monsters. Because he's using so much life, the lightning damage leech from his luckily corrupted Stone of Lazwar amulet is very useful. 2nd place is Goratha, running the popular build known as Ellie Buzzsaw. This build relies on casting Spectral Throw with a very fast weapon, dealing vast amounts of elemental damage from auras and items. It generally runs 5 auras to grant speed, resistances, and elemental damage, but can also use Val Haste for a huge boost to attack speed when needed. The choice of playing a Scion allows the character to span the passive tree, choosing passives from Ondar's Gale through Elemental Adaptation to Resolute Technique. This character uses many of the tricks we've already covered in this video, such as the Alpha's Howl helmet for high-level auras, and the Lightning Coil armor for damage mitigation. Goratha was able to kill Atzeri during the race, and received the Atzeri's Promise unique flask, which goes very well with this build, because it grants substantial extra chaos damage that leeches life. The winner of the 2-week race was Pulp Fictions, with a Detonate Dead Witch. Elemental Proliferation was used to ignite all additional nearby targets. Desecrate is available to create the initial corpses, or to add more corpses in specific locations where needed. The unique Wind Scream boots provide an additional curse, so Elemental Weakness and Flammability are both used to enhance fire damage. The Carcass Jack unique was initially designed around Detonate Dead, so it's fitting that it is used on this character. It greatly increases the damage and area of effect of the skill. Defensively, this build uses cast on damage taken with Enduring Cry and Immortal Core, as well as overcapped fire resistance and a high level of Arctic Armor to mitigate more fire damage. The Arctic Armor gem is level 24 because of the Supreme Truth Scepter and a successfully corrupted level 3 Empower gem. This character uses 3 unique items that grant additional experience gain, but then most of the other characters in the top 5 had some degree of increased experience gain. It seems that a key strategy in 2-week races is picking a build that minimizes the opportunity cost of uniques that provide this valuable mod. It was really fascinating going through the winners of this race. Despite there being no class-specific prizes, there was plenty of variety in classes and builds chosen. It was really cool to see skills like Animate Weapon, Arc, and Detonate Dead being used, as these were not popular skills in the past. Build guides and Twitch channels for some of these players are linked in the description of this video. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more episodes. See you next week.